Hi, my name is Jennifer Whistler, and on behalf of Mary Barrett and I, Mary was my co-chair in this endeavor, we just want to say thank you for coming out and supporting your child. I know that parents put an enormous amount of time and effort into Young Authors Night, and you all deserve a big round of applause for all that you did for the kids. Kids, you want to thank the parents? And for Young Authors, I was the individual that had the great job of putting together the Young Authors Night book this year, and so I had personal contact and read most of your stories. You guys did a great job, and I know that we're looking forward to hearing you speak tonight. Mrs. Rooney will be at the podium, helping you along if you need any assistance and calling you up. And then as you exit the podium, you can see Mrs. Cavello, and she will have your certificate and your book, your writing book that we are going to give you. So without further ado, I turn the microphone back over to Mrs. Rooney, and I think that this needs to stay stable. And we're still waiting for a couple parents, so I think we're going to start at the back. We're going to do it in reverse. Thank you. Okay. And first we have Calvin. Go ahead, say it. You do a great job. Who's your teacher? Miss Petranich. Hi, Miss Petranich.
That story is the green glove. One dark and stormy night, I quiet lying in my bed. It was pitch black. The only light in my room was the red beaming light streaming out of the clock. I was listening to the tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock of my clock when boom, a big thump went cracked out, and it looked like a dark figure was falling in my window. I sat up wondering what happened. Then, from out of the darkness across the hall where my mom and dad sleep, I saw a black figure move across the window. It seemed as if the dark figure turned to look at me. I think he went to the bathroom. I was scared. I climbed out of my bed and started to head toward the closed bathroom door. I slowly opened the door to see for myself. I then noticed that nobody was in the bathroom. I walked out and went back to bed, petrified. I'm pretty sure that right when I left, two eyes peered from the bathroom window. I ran back to my room. When I got back, I was horrified to see green glowing footprints leading right to my closet. I slowly opened the door and saw nothing there but clothes. I just remembered I had a flashlight near the laundry room. I ran to get it. I walked back to the closet, opened the door, and turned on the flashlight. I looked around. I saw a shelf in the shadows that I had never seen before. I looked behind it, and a glowing footprint glimmered up and shined brightly in my face. I climbed over the shelf to investigate. I hopped over and landed with a palm. My feet started to vibrate for a while. I bent down to feel what it hit. It felt like a metal latch. I pulled the handle and shined my flashlight into the dark room underneath. I found a rope that I could climb down to get to the floor below. I quickly put the flashlight in my pocket and climbed down. After a while, my hands started to hurt. I finally hit the floor and turned on my flashlight and looked around the perimeter of the room. I looked down the floor. It was covered with glowing green footprints. I bent down to touch one of them, but right when my finger touched it, some torch around the perimeter began to burst into flames. I saw some doors and a line of green footprints leading to every one of them. I followed the footprints. I opened the door and saw nothing but pitch black darkness. I once again turned my flashlight on and started to walk down the hall. I looked down at the floor and saw the green footprints. I also heard some footsteps coming down the hall. As the footsteps got closer, a figure came towards me. I quickly ducked in the shadows and watched as he walked past me. I tried to look at his face, but he was covered in a black cloak. I looked at his feet. They lifted up and down, leaving green footprints as they touched the ground. Once he had finally disappeared from sight, I stood up and continued down the dark hall. I finally came to the end. The weird thing was that it ended as a metal wall. I stood there for a second and waited. Suddenly, the metal wall disappeared, and so did I. When my whole face was I was traveling through thin air. When the horrible trip was over, I lay there waiting for the dizziness to stop. I stood up and looked behind me. The same metal wall was behind me instead of in front of me. I saw more of the green footprints. Suddenly, the floor disappeared and I was falling. When I opened my eyes, I was back in my own bed. I wondered to myself if it was all a dream. Suddenly, I wanted a drink of water. As I climbed out of my bed onto the floor of my room, my foot became a bit squishy. I looked down at my green, smiling, cuddly foot.
Whoa, you were amazing to finish that story. I would be scared of anything. That was great, and your descriptions were great. And next we have Anna Alchek. Did you find it? Yeah.